Here's a kind of a crazy thought for you. By this time tomorrow, your brain is going to have intentionally erased a huge chunk of everything that happened to you today. And no, that's not a mistake or a sign of failure. It's actually a feature, and we're about to find out why.
Okay, tell me if this has ever happened to you. You walk into a room with a clear purpose, you get there, you stop, and you have absolutely no idea what you came in for.
Or how about this one, a true classic? You've spent days, maybe even weeks, studying for a big exam. You know your stuff, but the second you look at that first question, poof, your mind is a total blank.
And maybe the most frustrating one of all, you know the answer. You know that actor's name, it's right there. You can almost feel it, but you just can't pull it out. Well, if you're nodding along to any of this, here's some really good news. In all of those moments, your brain isn't broken. It's not failing you at all. It's actually being super efficient and doing exactly what it was designed to do. To really get this, we first have to bust one of the biggest myths there is about how our minds work. The idea that your memory is some kind of perfect recording device.
We all tend to think our brain works like a video camera, perfectly recording everything just as it happens. But honestly, that couldn't be more wrong. Your memory isn't a recording, it's a story that your brain rebuilds every single time.
Just think about what that means. Every time you remember something, your brain is actually grabbing little puzzle pieces of information from all over the place and putting them back together. And because of that, your current mood or new experiences can slightly change the final picture. It's why you and your friend can have completely different memories of the same event. Nobody's wrong. You just built two different stories.
So if our memories are always being rebuilt, what causes them to just vanish completely? Well, it turns out there's actually a pretty predictable science to how we forget.
Let's start with a number that might just blow your mind. Way back in the 1880s, a psychologist named Hermann Ebbinghaus discovered something pretty shocking. He realized that we forget about 70% of new information within just one day. 70% in 24 hours? He called it the forgetting curve, and it's the reason why cramming for a test feels so useless a few days later.
So why does so much information just disappear like that? Well, scientists figure it boils down to three main reasons.
First, memories just fade away. The best analogy is to think of a memory like a path in a field of tall grass. The first time you learn something, you create the path. If you walk it every day, it stays clear. But if you stop using it, the grass grows back. Your brain is constantly pruning these old connections to save energy. It really is the ultimate use it or lose it system.
Second, new stuff just gets in the way. It's called interference. You ever get a new phone number and then suddenly it's impossible to remember your old one, even if you had it for years? That's your new memory literally shoving the old one aside. Our brains are bombarded with new information all day long, and sometimes the wires just get crossed.
And third, you've got retrieval failure. This is that tip-of-the-tongue feeling we were talking about. The wild thing is the memory isn't actually gone. It's like knowing a book is somewhere in your house. You just can't for the life of you remember which room you left it in. The info is still there, you just can't find the path to it right now.
Okay, so now we kind of get how we forget. But this is where the story takes a really surprising turn. What if forgetting isn't just some passive, accidental thing? What if it's an active, essential tool for our survival?
See, there are a very small number of people in the world who can remember almost every single day of their lives in vivid detail. You'd think that's a superpower, right? Well, when you ask them, most of them say the same thing. It's a curse. They are constantly forced to relive every bad argument, every embarrassing moment, with all the original painful emotion.
And that right there is the secret purpose. Forgetting is actually a protective mechanism. It's your brain's way of filtering out the noise, of turning down the volume on painful stuff so you can heal, move on, and, stay sane. It's absolutely crucial for our emotional well-being. But wait, it gets even cooler. As strange as it sounds, forgetting things can actually make you smarter. By letting go of all the useless, trivial details, your brain gets way better at seeing the big picture, at generalizing, spotting patterns, and solving problems. It's like clearing out the clutter so you can focus on what really matters. So, if forgetting is natural and even good for us, how do we make sure we hold on to the stuff that's actually important? How do we work with our brain system instead of constantly fighting against it?
Well, lucky for us, science has 4 really powerful tools. First, instead of cramming, try spaced repetition. That's reviewing info at just the right moment before you forget it. Second, test yourself. Don't just reread your notes. Actively trying to recall information builds much stronger memory paths. Third, get some sleep. Literally, sleep on it. That's when your brain does most of its memory filing. And finally, connect new things to stuff you already know. Our brains aren't designed to remember random facts. They're designed to make connections and find meaning.
And here's a final, pretty wild thought. As you've been listening to this, your brain has been doing this exact process in real time. It's been actively filtering, deciding which of these ideas are worth holding on to and which ones are probably going to vanish by morning. So I'll leave you with this one last question to think about. Knowing that your brain has to pick and choose, if you could only save one single memory from your entire day today, what would you choose to keep? The answer to that question might just tell you a lot about what's truly important to you.